Hey everybody, it's Somni Respiratory Flux. Call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. And it has been way too long. So, I've decided to get right back into the swing of things with probably one of my favorite games of all time. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, that is. And I say one of my favorite games of all time, but that really is kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what I mean by that, because a lot of games are my favorite games of all time. I'd say this definitely is up there as one of the most nostalgic games for me, as well as probably just one of the single best put together games I've had the experience of playing. I don't know if it's one of my personal favorites, in just the sense of my own personal enjoyment, but it is definitely up there. And objectively, I think it stands the test of time very well. See what I did there? Let's get started. And we're going to start a fresh file, and I usually name my character in these just something for me, but I think for the sake of the Let's Play, I should just go with the standard option and just name him Link like he is named. I don't know. I do sometimes go with my real name or something else random that is fitting. Different screen names I've had at different times, but I think for this LP, I'm just gonna respect what the character's name is, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's just me saying it's like, for the purpose of a Let's Play, I feel like it'd be weird to name him anything else. Well, what more can I say, but let's get started and talk about the game as it goes. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it? The climate of evil descending upon this realm. Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend. Guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly. The fate of the forest, nay, the world, depends upon thee. I don't don't know. This particular song is just kind of weird because it's like, it's not one of the ones that's instantly remembered for the game, but it's just really cool. I don't know. I like what it does with time signatures. It does some really strange things to kind of give it that sort of offbeat sort of sense, but it just works. I don't know. I'll stop rambling about music for 5 seconds and get on with the story. Hello, Link. Wake up! The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Link, get up! Hey, come on! Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? Oh, hey. He's been having nightmares, Navi. Cut him some slack. You finally woke up. I'm Navi the Fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going, right now. And that'll start us off in the game. As you might have noticed, I'm playing on the GameCube version of the game. That's mostly just because I don't feel like bothering to set up a better way of recording it. This is just what I have. And you know what? I guess it kind of bothers me that the controller buttons aren't the right colors because they changed it for this version. Yahoo! Hi, Link! But it doesn't really bother me that much. Let's just jump down the speedrunner way, and then ignore the speedrunner by talking to Saria here. Oh, spoiled her name. Spoilers. Finally, a fairy came to you, Link. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. So happy. Now you're a true Kokiri, Link. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going. Go see the Great Deku Tree. Well, alright. But yeah. No, this just kind of starts us off in one of the... I don't know. It's just hard to describe what this game means to me, really. Because this game has grown up with me since I was... pretty sure I was 5.5... almost 5.5 years old, not quite 5.5 years old when this game came out. So, just having had this game with me basically my entire life that I was playing video games, it's just been really... I can't even begin to describe just how much nostalgia I have for this game, even if I don't consider it one of my favorite Zelda games. And there's good reason for that. Also, I like how I'm just going straight to where the game doesn't really expect you to go quite yet, but this is where you actually have to go first. Just because I'm so used to this game by now. It's like... everyone who's played this game remembers that, hey, you have to go here and get this first. But the game doesn't really tell you that this is specifically here. It tells you you need it before you can go anywhere else, but you got the Kokiri sword and hidden treasure with Kokiri, but you can borrow it for a while. Be sure to practice it with it before you really fight. Well, okay, Navi already wants to talk to me. Great Deku Tree has summoned you. Please come with me. Okay. But you're not leading me anywhere, which is kind of silly. Anyway, pull up the start menu. Got your map screen, quest status screen, equipment screen. So let's equip our sword. And items, but we don't have any items. Save. No, I don't want to save yet. And that equips our sword, so we can use it. We have a sword. And use it to cut grass, attack enemies. A lot of really cool things. I am glad that I have it with me right now because I've been watching some randomizer runs of this game lately, and yeah, you don't always have the sword when you're a child for good portions of it, so having it is definitely a luxury that I'm not going to take for granted. Aren't you supposed to be able to, like, get, like, a blue rupee or something from backflipping on one of these? I don't... Okay, no. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Anyway. I don't know. But yeah. And, again, don't mean to spoil so much, but the game makes you get a sword and shield before you can actually go see the Deku Tree because it wants you to have your stuff. So, you just kind of have to live with that when you're playing this game unless you know a few tricks to get around that, but I think even the 80% speedrun still has to get the sword and shield aside from when you do the, like, randomizer stuff that takes away some of the barriers. And yeah, this girl up here is teaching us about L targeting, which is actually Z targeting if you played the game properly. But I'm too lazy to set up the game properly, so it's L targeting. And then, okay, yes. Yeah, you can talk to things far away. The Z targeting is honestly probably the main thing I remember about this game, like, as far as the controls. And just what it did for gaming in general in 3D, to have that option. Yeah, you can see the shields for sale in there, but you need to have more rupees than I have now. So, let's go ahead and... Yep, you can get that. Farming for rupees a bit here in the beginning is kind of not the most exciting thing ever, but it's chill. I don't mind it. You can pick up rocks, throw them, cut grass, walk through the tall grass, do some backflips and tricks for people, find them scattered around up on pillars and ledges and stuff. There are plenty of ways to get enough rupees. But, yeah. And then, you want to go, not this house, into the other house, this one right here. I mean, especially if you're doing a randomizer, but we're not doing a randomizer. Maybe someday. Oh, or not. Is it bad that I've forgotten my way around Kokiri Forest somewhat? Oh boy. No, that's right. The house you want to go into is over here. And basically in here, yeah, there's 4 treasure chests here. You might want to check these out. They're not all super helpful, but especially in the randomizer, you want to check these all out because it can be anything. But here it just kind of shows you some money. Blue rupees are 5, green rupees are 1, and I think there's also a recovery heart? Yeah. Although, I don't... If you somehow need a recovery heart by this point in the game, I literally do not know what to tell you other than you probably jumped off of something that you shouldn't have jumped off of. But no. Man. I have not really been able to say a whole lot of anything, because this game is just... It just feels so right to be playing this game, honestly. I put off playing this game on this channel for a little while, honestly, because the main thing is I honestly was worried that I wouldn't do it justice. Because this is one of those video games that especially just because of how popular Nintendo games in particular are for Let's Plays. And how popular this particular Zelda game is even among Zelda games, and how popular Zelda games even are among Nintendo games when it comes to Let's Playing. This and Super Mario 64 are probably some of the most Let's Played games out there, aside from all of the practically infinite Nuzlocke challenges you see of Pokemon games. Or like the horror games that I honestly barely even call Let's Plays, but I'll save my snobbishness about that for some other time. But yeah, my point is just that this game has been Let's Played by so many people that another one isn't really going to stand out. And if I don't do a particularly decent job of Let's Playing the game, even people who might watch my videos in general wouldn't really have much reason to watch this particular Let's Play. I mean, that's also just kind of me being pessimistic about things, admittedly, but yeah. Well, let's go ahead and equip our shield and talk to this guy. If you want to see the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword. Okay, I guess I skipped that dialogue, but no, this is Mido, and he's upset that we have the sword and the shield, and good grief. Where's Snoopy when you need him? Even if with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? Hey, the great Mido will never accept you as one of us. Shoot. How did you get to be the favorite of Saria and the Great Deku Tree, huh? Well, I don't know, but you're kinda rude. I don't like you. But, I mean, does anyone like him? Honestly, no. But no, this is the first place. I mean, I guess unless you go into the Lost Woods, you can probably find enemies there before this, but yeah. Deku sticks. You can set it to see items, swing it, put it away, light it on fire, use it as a torch. Just a really good utility item to have. And yeah, that brings us here to the Deku Tree. Great Deku Tree, I'm back! Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moments must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. In the last days of Hyrule, everyone had bad dreams. Link, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake this task? I mean, maybe? Then enter, brave Link, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Link. Oh god. And Link, when Navi speaks, you see up to listen well to her words of wisdom. And if you don't, then you're like 99% of the rest of the people who play this game. Already, we have access to our first dungeon of the game. It's pretty exciting stuff, honestly. But I think that this has been about as long of a video as I want to do in general. So I think I'm going to call it an episode here. And next time, we will delve into our first dungeon inside the Deku Tree. This has been Somnium Respiratory Flux. Respond, vibrate, feedback, resonate in the comments below. And I will see you next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. And may the good elephant guide your way.